Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Sunday evening, Monday morning, whenever you're catching this report. This is Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound. I want to thank you guys again for joining and, more importantly, for your support of my small fledgling channel on coin collecting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we go through the holidays and we are coming up on New Year's, man, it was just a few days ago that we celebrated Christmas, and I was talking about how we're wrapping up 2020, and thank God for a lot of reasons. But of course, the coin market still continues to trudge on. We've seen little spikes in silver, gold, and other PMs today. No surprise, given a few unfortunate events that have happened here in the last few days. Crazy, crazy, crazy time we're living in. And, if you thought COVID wasn't enough, well, you guys know what's going on. It's very unfortunate. But again, it's those type of events that really shakes up the market. PMs went up a little bit, here in the last couple days. And it's, again, these are all direct responses to something that's going on in the world or the country. So, when PMs go up, coins follow suit. These are what's considered safe haven. All right. People need to park money somewhere. So a lot of people are pouring money into these type of commodities. Okay. People see these type of collectibles as being kind of like 1A to, investing in stocks, PMs, coin collecting, and various other types of collectibles are always going to be that safe haven. All right. So we're going to continue, I would say, to see pretty bullish activity in the weeks to come, leading up until, people, when they get their stimulus check, I guess that got passed and signed today. Furthermore, tax time. I would venture to guess that people are going to be receiving some refunds this year. And where's that money going to go? We'll see. Could it go back into collectibles, or perhaps maybe we begin to see things slow down? We'll see. All right. So the Monday market report is a market report that's driven on graded coins in the marketplace. Okay, so we untap resources like Great Collections, eBay, Heritage Auctions, any major auction house site that is doing some sort of notable auction. We pull all post 1900 graded coins that are noteworthy for the week, and then we go ahead and compile them into a pretty handy, tightly wrapped package in the Monday market coin report. So we have 15 coins. Okay, so we're coming off of Christmas week here. Things slow down a little bit, but Great Collections still manages to have a few pretty nice coins on the block that ended actually this evening. So if you guys are catching this, on your Monday morning commute, all right, so this will be yesterday, Sunday. Week ending December 27th. Okay, I feel like I've rambled long enough. Let's go ahead and jump into the goods from Great Collections. And we're going to start off with a couple of Registry Set bombs. Okay, so the first one is a 1974 S Lincoln Memorial Cent. This one, no doubt about it, is made and custom tailored for a Registry Set. And by the way, just to recap, Registry Sets are a compilation of coins, whether they're the highest grades or the lowest grades. They call them low balls, by the way. But it is a compilation of a certain series or a type series or whatever, and it's a points-based system. Really, all it is bragging rights. But if you needed more information, check out PCGS.com or NGC. Okay, Collector Society. They will give you a lot more information than I can give you. But with the Registry Set community and the market in general, it really drives the prices of some of these ultra moderns to levels that's unheard of. Okay, whether or not the prices are justified and warranted remains to be seen. But these Registry Set folks, who apparently have like the deepest pockets ever, pay for more of a coin okay, when it is the highest absolute grade. Now, the 74S Lincoln Cent is no low mintage key rarity, okay? It's not. Many millions of these were produced, even though it's a San Francisco minted coin. This one, however, is the highest graded PCGS MidStage 67 Plus full red. And this one brought home $6,530.62. All right, that seems like a lot of money because it is. But again, this is kind of like that hidden cache of collectors. The registry set participant and community drives the market of these coins. So like I always want to say, if you are going to get into trying to grade some of these moderns, okay, it is certainly not for everyone, all right? Most of the time, you're going to end up losing before you end up winning. This is one of those things, again, that you're going to be spending, 25 to 40 bucks a coin to submit. And you can't just send one coin out. You have to send a whole bunch of them in the hopes that one of them will come back at the desired grade. All right, so you want to make sure you send the cleanest examples to PCGS. And again, realize that you are not going to win all the time. Okay, I did it for a while. Okay, use me as kind of like a testimony to all this. This is something that is going to test every fiber of your being, your patience, your virtue, your everything. And you will lose sometimes. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, and we also have a 73S, same thing as well. MidStage 67 red. I do not believe this is a full top pop coin. I believe there's a 67 plus that exists for this particular date and mint. This one right here is sold for $1,181.25. Again, another suitable coin for a registry set. All right, I don't have the opportunity to talk about proof coins from the 50s that often, but I have a couple of them in this video that are very worthwhile, okay? Not only that, I mean, we're talking less material this week because of the Christmas holiday, so pickings are a little bit thin, all right? But we're going to go ahead and talk about the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Cent. This, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, is indeed a proof coin. Now, how rare are these coins? Well, first of all, you're going to have much better luck finding a fully sealed proof set for 1950 rather than singular coins. Okay, you don't come across them that often. The mintages are quite small, all right, for the series at 51,386 total sets produced for the 1950 proof set. So there you go. There's not a whole lot of them out there. A lot of them have been cherry picked through. But take a look at this one. The reason why that this one is notable is it's an NGC Proof 68 full red. You're going to notice that the obverse of the coin, that's the front with Abraham Lincoln, looks like a business strike coin. That's crazy, but this is very, very typical for the era. You could pick any 1950s dated proof set coin, and more than likely you're going to come across coins that are going to look a lot more like this than, say, if you were to compare them to modern day proof sets, where you have the deep contrasting cameo frosted devices offset by the black mirrored fields. You just didn't see them back in the 50s, which made them quite a challenge to find if you were going to go out and find a deep cameo coin. This is not one of them. However, it's a very clean example. Okay, Proof 68 is nothing to sneeze at, of course. It is one of those coins that if you were looking for one and you were putting together a proof typeset, okay, you could do a lot worse, I would say. So this one right here sold for $1,518.75. It is as tough as it sounds. All right, on to nickels, and we have a few of them. Okay, we got a couple Jeffersons. The first one is a pretty tough 1959D Jefferson nickel. This one here grades out MidStage 66, 5 full steps. So at the very least, it's got 4 uninterrupted channels that goes left to right. That's important. Okay, now NGC grades nickels as far as step designation by either 5 full steps or 6 full steps, which is what you want. Okay, 6 full steps equates to more value for that particular coin. So this one right here, the bottom step quite a bit weak, which is why it's a 5FS. And I would venture to guess that the person that submitted this coin ended up with NGC because they know that they grade from either 5 full steps or 6 full steps. Whereas if you send it to PCGS, it would, no doubt about it, have to be a 6 full steps, which this one clearly isn't. Now, this one right here sold for $1,238.62. Again, this one has registry set written all over it. And then the same can be said for this 55. Now, this one right here, it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell with these images, but this one is a MidStage 66 full steps. At first glance, I kind of find it hard to believe that it is indeed a 6 full steps coin, just because you have a lot of those planchet nicks at the bottom of the steps in Monticello. However, this might look a lot different in hand, okay? Where if you were playing around with the lighting, you might be able to see that a lot better. Now, this one right here is also part of the Key West collection of nickels, which is a provenance of nickels from this collection that is being sold over the course of about, I think, 3, 4, or 5 weeks, somewhere around there. But in any event, this one sold for $1,688.62. And we have quite a stunning example here of a 1939S. Now, this is what they call the reverse of 1940. What exactly is that? Well, for those of you that aren't familiar with the reverse types, okay, you had a couple different types during the 1939. You had a reverse of 1938, I believe. Or is it the reverse of 1939? Well, anyways, those had wavy steps, okay? The reverse of 1940, the steps are very straight going left to right, and then they have this little defining line which stops the steps on its endpoints. So this one right here is a MidStage 66 Plus full stepper 39S, a little bit tougher date with the mint mark. This one right here sold for $1,858.50. So the pair of Buffalo nickels that I was actually able to include in this list were probably, I guess, better reserved for what was sold last week. If you guys recall in my last Monday market report that there were a number of Buffalo nickels that simply just took center stage for Great Collection sale. And I talked about probably a good 4 or 5 of them that sold for a good deal of money, okay? And we're talking like some earlier dates from the 20s. We're talking about some from the 30s. And they all seem to hit their stride in the marketplace. So we have a couple of holdovers, but these are equally important because they're kind of like semi-keys to the series, especially in higher grade. These, no doubt about it, is what I would consider to be a conditional rarity. So we have a 27S. It's a PCGS MidStage 64, kind of like mid-grade type MidStage coin. But it's on the list for a reason, and it's because of the survival rate of this particular date in this level is just unheard of. Okay, to make it even more appealing, it's also a CAC certified coin. It's also, as kind of like a minor point, it's in an old graded holder, okay, one of the first gens. This one sold for $3,274.88. Now, if you thought this one was tougher, how about a 26S? This is, I would say, the key of the 20s when it comes to Buffalo nickels. Now, this one here grades the same as a 64 in a PCGS plastic. And this one right here, ladies and gentlemen, sold for over 3 times the previous coin at $11,812.50. This is just an unbelievably tough coin, and a few things to note, other than kind of like the fingerprint on the back there that has toned over and you can just tell where it's at. But also the weakness of the strike is typical for this particular date. So finding some of the highest struck examples are really tough, and people will pay a just unbelievable premium for well-struck examples. I'm afraid to say that even though this one is a pretty nice grade, the strike just isn't up to par for what would be considered, just a well-struck coin. The next one that we have here is a relatively common dated Mercury dime, a 45D. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is what I would consider to be kind of like take it for what it is toning. It's not the most attractive. Quite frankly, I think the reverse looks better than the obverse on this example. In general, as a total coin, it's not my thing because the colors just don't appeal to me if I were in the market for a toner. Now, 45D Mercury dime, this one is a mid-state 67 plus full bands coin. As you can tell, it's got a really, really well-struck reverse. CAC certified, and this one is also a part of the Sunset Collection. They are on week number 133 for this set, and it's sold for $1,102.50. Another Mercury dime, this time on a seldom seen date. Now, 1931 is not quite a semi-key date, but it is a little bit tougher to find, especially for the Denver and San Francisco minted examples of the same date. They're just really tough to find in mid-state condition, especially with full bands. We are talking like Great Depression age, so the quality just wasn't there at the time. Now, this one right here is a stunning example. Mid-State 66 full bands, CAC certified. And this one is also a Sunset Collection piece. This one sold for $1,068.75. Just a really nice blast white example, which a lot of people do like. We have a few quarters, and I'm going to say that this 63 right here is horrible looking. It doesn't quite represent what I would think to be a mid-state 67 is. I mean, let's go ahead and count the ways in which this one just truly does not deserve this numerical grade, but there is a caveat at the end. First of all of the bag marks on the fields on the obverse of this coin, and even on the reverse, the breast of the eagle right here has taken a few hits from other quarters like it. Furthermore, there's a couple of kind of weird, I don't know if they're tone spots or milk spots on the front and the back of the coin. Again, those are detractors in my eyes when it comes to eye appeal. But here's the thing, guys. This one was graded some time ago. This is an old NGC holder. So I don't know really what the deal is, because I know grading, 15, 20, 30 years ago was a lot more tougher, okay? The graders were just a lot more tougher on the grades of their coins. So to find this one in a 67 in an old NGC holder is more than a little bit surprising. But for this coin right here, it sold for $1,819.99. I would say, no doubt about it, keep it in this slab. I wouldn't even consider cracking it out and then resubmitting it. It looks more along the lines of a mid-state 65 at its best day. So this one was more than a surprise coming across all the auction. All right, so we have a 61. Now, the toning on this one is kind of rare. And the reason why it is because green toning in the progression of the toning scale is one of the tougher yet more desirable color schemes on coins. This one right here is more probably of the mossy oak green or kind of like the olive green than anything else, but still, it just can't be understated how important this color is to a toning fanatic. Now, this one is a PCGS Mid-State 67. It does come from a particular era where high-grade examples are few and far between, because quality really takes a hit here in the last few years of the 90% era of quarters. Now, this one right here is a Sunset 133 piece, and it's sold for $1,462.50. I like the color. I'm not a fan of the kind of like modern nature of the date. And, it just, I don't know. It's just these things I feel like should grow on trees, and they just really don't, which is, odd to me. All right, so this one right here is a 42D Washington quarter. I I like the obverse toning. I think because we see a few colors in the spectrum. You know, you see some yellows, some of that pink, magenta, a little hint of blue, and then of course some green in there is what really makes this one attractive. It is a nice, stunningly high grade PCGS MidStage 67 Plus, CAC certified, and this one brought home $1,406.25. This would be my pick of just an overall peach of a coin. All right, so I love me a good looking Standing Liberty quarter. Now this is a 29, so it's a little bit more readily available date in the series, and that's all good and gravy. Now the one thing that's a little bit tough to find for this date is that full head designation. All right, so you're gonna get nice, really nice, well-defined hair on Liberty, in addition to an ear hole. All right, and those are a couple of the criteria that is necessary in order to have a full head example Standing Liberty quarter. Now this one right here is a 65. It's also CAC backed, and this one is also in an old green holder. All right, so this one was probably graded about 25 years ago. This one sold for $1,462.50. And then finally, the coin that I've waited all show to talk about is our subject coin of the week, a 1957 Franklin half dollar, and not just any Franklin half dollar, ladies and gentlemen. This one is a proof coin from a proof set that can be had for around $20 to $25. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and let that sink in for a moment, okay? And just think that people are left and right are enjoying the hunt for a full cameo, full ultra cameo, or deep cameo coin like this. And they're out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is a coin at this grade, Proof 69, ultra cameo. Keep in mind, you got to have the nice dark fields. You know, they look watery black. And then you also have the frosty devices. So anything that's upset onto the coin as part of a design feature all needs to be well frosted like this example. This is a stunner. So I could imagine the person that cherry picked this out of a $20 proof set saw this thing and was probably salivating just in front of the dealer, and the dealer's probably like, what the heck is going on with this guy? So, I mean, this is one of those things, it's a for sure foregone conclusion that you have hit serious lottery here. The ultra cameo, of course, the coin is just so undeniably clean at a Proof 69. Wow. This thing has barely anything going on with it. Nothing distracting whatsoever. It sold for $11,812.50. So it surpassed $10,000 pretty handily. But as you can see, Franklin half dollar collectors are quite the passionate bunch. And I've seen many of these coins sell in excess of 5 figures all day long. All right, the right coin that comes across the auction block will attract a lot of attention. So keep that in mind. Franklin half dollars don't appeal to a lot of people, but believe me, the people that do love them pay all the money in the world for pristine examples of coins like this. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think about the Monday Market Report? I mean, I feel like I talked quite a bit, and I was a little bit wordy at the beginning. I mean, feel free to fire from both cannons, both barrels rather, and let me have it. I know. I was like, this is the last Monday Market Report for 2020. I mean, holy cow, who would have thought? But seriously, I want to also take a moment to thank each and every single one of you. This year has been especially tough for a lot of people, myself included. I'm feeling the after effects of it all. And there was a point in time where I didn't think I'd be doing these videos again with you guys, but you have stuck around. My subscriber base has grown quite a bit, all because of you. And that is phenomenal. I want to go into this new year with a fresh perspective. I want to hit 200,000 subs, like all my contemporaries have done so far. And I want to take each and every single one of you with me. That's important. You guys make this channel what it is. Without you, there would be no Blue Ridge Silverhound. So again, my gratitude to each and every single one of you. Love you guys. Hope to see you next year on my channel. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. As always, the extra bit of support will help going into the new year as I learn to breathe normal like I did back in 2019. It was so much, life was so much easier when I didn't, contract COVID. And now here we are. We are about ready to turn the page and a new chapter in our life. So I wish you guys the best. Be healthy, be safe, and yeah, we are collecting together. We are all coinaholics here. So I'll see you guys next time. You guys take care, and yeah, it was a pleasure.